Hello everybody, welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander here with Lotus, bringing you the first of the lower bracket matches here, the lower bracket eliminations in the African Conquest Cup, the ACC. We have Matsukami up against Econ Province and Lotus. Right now, we don't know who's on which side, so I'm gonna hand over to you as you lead us through the coin toss, and I'm just gonna go get something to drink while you take us through this initial phase of the game.
Hello everyone, tonight, as Waylander said, it will be Matsukami versus Econ Province, and we'll be starting off with Econ Province getting the choice of heads or tails, as they were the first to fill the lobby. However, it does seem that there will be some issues as one of the captains left. So everyone, so far, please get in your votes of who you think will win for these matches. And also, as Waylander has mentioned, this will be the elimination brackets. So whoever loses here, there will be no chance of making a comeback in the African Conquest Cup series. We do see Econ Province. But it lands on tails, therefore Matsukami wins the coin toss. Catch. This is an extremely difficult name to pronounce. Wins the left or right. Today my English and spelling is totally off the charts with inaccuracy. This is my bad, sorry people. So right now, as we wait for the teams to pick sides, then we will be able to go through the bands and then start off with the match. It will be a best of one, so you get one chance, you're done for these teams. However, it would be exciting to watch Matsukami versus Econ Province, as both teams do have some skills hidden in their sleeves, so none of us really would know what to expect.
We wait. Okay, they're swapping sides.
Yes.
I see.
It's going a bit slow because some of the players seem to be having some difficulties.
Alright, that's fine. Okay, as we wait for the players to get their swaps going, we're gonna see right now what the banning phase is, and I think captains, you at viewing at home as well, you know pretty much what to expect now. We're gonna be seeing the typical, maybe the meta bans. I don't know, some respect bans coming in, possibly. Depends on how much of homework the captains have done. But it's gonna be an exciting match. here. It's Econ Province up against a Matsukami, the African Conquest Cup. So we're just watching.
We do see
You saying?
Carmela and Phobius was banned from the side of Econ Province, with Hylos and Glue banned from the side of Matsukami.
Okay, so we've got Hylos and Glue, as well as Carmela and Phobius. So some very strong bands. Also, some bands that I suppose the meta is changing right now. So players are looking at and saying, you know what, let's get a different band going compared to the usual. The Camilla switch, the pick coming in as a ban. Not often we get to see Camilla banned out in the banning phase, or actually in any phase of the banning. But let's get into the game, and here we go. So welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful evening. What's up, Hachiman? I hope you are having a good Friday. As we get into this, the first game, the only game. It's do or die, battle to the death. As we wait for the players to get ready. Is everyone ready? It's only Aries, Jerry's. Press that ready button. It's time for us to go. Just remind Jerry's to press ready. Maybe he's forgotten. But there's a big shiny button on the screen. We don't get to see it because we don't get to press ready. Only when we have the tournament lobby, then we get to see that ready button and we get to press it.
Unfortunately, we do not get to see that lobby today. Okay, there's once again a problem with the players. They want to switch out one of their team members.
Well, you could do them a favor, kick out the perpetrator. The perpetrator 2.
Yes, he has been kicked.
Yeah.
As we just wait for them to add their next teammate, and then we can start with the match. It is a few minute delay for the matches for tonight. However, it should not be too much of a problem, as we can finally start.
Yeah. So, Devil D Lionel. So definitely One Piece fan. So we removed the perpetrator and we got a One Piece fan in the house. Let us see what the strategy is going to be. How are they going to be going? Everybody's ready. We're into the drafting phase. I hope you're excited. 99.9% alone. So almost 100% alone. Not quite. With the first pick of the first ban in the lobby, in the banning phase for us. Lotus, what are you expecting here? Any guesses? With 5 seconds to go.
Butterflies
No seconds to go.
born by thy wish, guided by lantern's light.
Seeing from the side of the lobby bans alone, I do think they will be having compositions where the teammates have to be close together, especially considering that they banned Carmela and the Hylos. And even a Phobius. So
May the blood of my enemies flow from my spear.
It looks like Econ have definitely done their homework, because the bans that they made were very, very specific. Like, for instance, this Munsathar ban. They ban out the Munsathar. I wonder what they're going to be going for with that Munsathar. It's probably going to be a potential Joy pick coming through. Because you ban out the Munsi, I'm thinking there's a Joy on the way.
Time to
There you
drop
go.
the beat of the flash.
There you go. I know Rika will be busy jumping on his seat right now, saying, yes, Joy.
we don't get to see an Lunox often on the stream, from what I know. So I would personally like to see the Lunox, especially because with her golden ult, she can also defend herself from the Joy.
Yes. That light form. But they decide to switch it up, go for the Farsa. Farsa is countered a little bit by the Joy. But I think they're hoping that enough distraction can be caused by Devil D Lionel with the CC.
Within my hands.
Trist QT going for that Badang pick. So Badang up against a CC. I'm not sure how Badang is going to fare up against a CC. CC has that very, very high mobility and can escape the continuous stuns that come through from Badang using that second skill. But what are you thinking, Lotus, about this matchup here between the Moskov and the Clint?
Moskov definitely does have that quick lane clear and high mobility, but Clint has that immediate shutdown damage. So personally, I'm thinking Moskov would be successful, especially considering the overall match, but Clint would be successful on 1v1s, I think.
In the 1v1 matchup, Clint, depending on the patience shown by Eater of Souls, we'll get to see how he deals with that in the 1v1. But overall, in terms of the gameplay itself, Moskov is just such a difficult hero to deal with. Because, I mean, he can split push, he can join the team fights from literally anywhere, whereas provided, he lands that Spear of Destiny, and that can seal your fate. G Aries going for a very old school Minotaur pick. I haven't seen the Minotaur in a while. And Blank following up with that Gatto. I'm not sure if it's going to be Gatto Roam. I think it will be a Gatto Roam. And I really am liking this Valentina.
I can cure the pain.
Especially because the Valentina can even steal the Farsa ult, and especially even the Minotaur ult, which would be beneficial.
Yeah, two big game-changing ults there. It's the Feathered Airstrike and the Minoan Fury. Very big game-changing ultimates. And now imagine, right, if she steals, maybe the Minoan Fury, pairing it up with Gatto and his avatar of Guardian, with the first crack coming from the Badang. That's quite a scary combination. Or even the avatar of Guardian into that the first crack, while Valentina uses the stolen Feathered Airstrike. But we'll definitely take a look at ATN Delta Force there, and consider which hero she's going to be targeting to get that stolen ultimate. That'll be a real question that we'll get to see as we get into the game. This is, as we said previously, it's a best of one. It's do or die. It's everything on the line. Matsukami up against Econ Province for a place in the upper brackets in the elimination rounds as we get to head towards the semi-final stages of the African Conquest Cup. Lotus, you've been casting this a little bit more than I have, because I mean, with all the multi-streams that we're doing, what are you expecting from these two teams? Who are you favoring?
Considering not from the tournament itself, because Econ Province did not get to be featured last time, as they unfortunately had to forfeit. However, I am rooting for the Econ Province here because I know that they have been in the 5-man scene much longer than Matsukami has. And when you have the experience versus an inexperienced team, it just helps your chances of winning so much.
Yes, that's true. Experience is a very, very big factor. Something that you can't buy. It's something that you can only earn. As we get the polls up, and we're going to see what we've heard what Lotus has to say about who she thinks is going to win. Let's hear from you, the viewers, who you think is going to be winning this particular match, as we watch both jungles, as per usual in the SA scene, start off on the same side of the map, making those quick rotations across. Joy having the faster jungle clear, as would be expected from a Joy.
As you said, with the normal South African rotations, I do think once more players start using the rotations that you have suggested in the Waylander Gaming Academy, the matches would become much more unpredictable.
Yeah. speaking of unpredictable, not often we get to see an engagement this early in the jungle. Oh, those Revitalize doing so much of work. First blood going the way of Joy, but Fasa gets the return kill. So, the buff not quite stolen. This continuation of the fight was going to get it. Oh my goodness, it's so close. It's a 1-for-1 exchange, but the Valentina poking this Fasa, she's got on that bird form, just flying back to safety. As Widow has respawned, it's a 2-for-2 exchange in the jungle. A bit of stun up here onto this Valentina. But switching to the gold lane very quickly here, Lotus. As we can see, the poke damage coming through from the Clint. But Moskov with the level advantage.
Sure, I only first noticed this. The Moskov at least also has almost like Hanabi the ride-along damage to be able to deal damage to all 3 minions at once. Unlike the Clint, who can do the same, but not to the same extent.
Yeah, that's true. So G Aries making a very good rotation here. A bit of poke damage onto the Padang. They want the CC to get level 4. It is, as we all know, turtle time. And it's going to be the battle here. As Econ Province going with that lane swap, trying to get the Gacho hitting level 4. Beautiful play from them. Some, I would say, old school play, because that's the Blacklist International way. They do love that. The Minotaur coming in there just to scout out, but Joy seizing the opportunity. Oh, beautiful first crack from the Badang. They trap up Aries there, take him down. The Spear of Destiny does land from the Moskov. He's into the mix. Joy into the backline. Electro beats out. It's gonna be another kill. Oh my goodness. CC just manages to get out of dodge. Stolen feathered airstrike, saying no dodge for you. You're going straight back to the base.
Right now, Econ Province is definitely playing to their strengths and definitely playing to the early game advantage that they do have. And I think we will be seeing more such aggressive plays in the meantime.
Yeah, look at that. Joy managing to go in with that Electro Beats, gets another kill. The follow-up is in there. Double kill for that Joy. But as for Valentina try to make the escape, Clint comes in there, gets the pick up. Oh, but Joy on a mega kill already. What a lovely first crack coming through. Another double kill. But Clint, he's into the mix, stands up with that second skill. But Joy, she's not done. She wants to force this play. Electro beats under that turret like a Persian nightclub. It's sounding out there, but Joy is taken down as well. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange. So I think Clint might be a little bit, I don't know. I know no one wants to die, but a little bit happy getting all that shutdown gold.
Right now, we're almost 4 minutes into the game. Econ Province already has a 6 kill advantage along with a 2.5k gold lead.
Yeah, oh, that's huge at this point in time. Moskov seizing the opportunity while Clint was dead to just steal as much as he can from that turret gold here in the gold lane. Staying very safe. Clint just scouting out the bushes, knowing that he's in a bit of danger, not sure where everybody is. Minotaur camping as well, waiting for CC with the rotation. There's Gacho, lands the taunt. Valentina with the follow-up, can't get that follow-up taunt in there. Clint managing to escape. Stolen feathered airstrike there forces Clint back to the safety of the turret. Minotaur comes through. He's gonna try to heal Clint up here as CC makes that rotation across. So it's 3, make that 4 people here in the gold lane. Clint managing to clear the wave. Everybody is across. It's a full 5-man because we know it's time for the second turtle. Leomord trying to pull some stacks up. Oh, Minotaur engaged upon. Not even getting the opportunity to get that Minoan Fury off at any given moment in time. Joy takes down this turtle once again. Oh, Avatar of Guardian catches onto the Leomord. There's the follow-up. There's the taunt. There's the first crack. And that should be blue buff as well.
Right now, Econ Province is also making sure everyone knows how strong a Leomord jungle is. So they're making sure not to give him any chance to even be able to steal the turtle, and they're also making sure that he can't even farm up with his own jungle.
Yeah, Minoan Fury does come out, lands onto 2, but the follow-up not quite there. Fasa zoning away in the base there. First crack once more, catches onto the Minotaur, but he's thrown out those heals there, managing to survive. Does he have the Flask of Oasis? We'll check in a moment. The second skill coming through. There's the push back from that, the Gato with that taunt. Valentina with the double taunt coming through. Fasa tries to stun up the Valentina, use that feathered airstrike, so can't go in for the full combo push. Meanwhile, Clint underneath the turret, stunned up. Electro beats out Joy, gets yet another kill.
6 minutes into the game and the mid first tier turret is already taken down. This makes the jungle stealing job a lot easier for the side of Econ Province, and the side of Amatsukami, they will have to work a lot harder on their defense.
Yeah. They're opening up the map like this early on in the game can prove to be quite a tricky task to defend against, but Amatsukami, they do have a very nice team fight composition on their side, so they'll want to go in, hopefully, maybe towards the mid to latter part of the games, because right now they're going to be on the defense with this gold lead so firmly on the side of Econ Province, that they're just going to be hoping for a little bit of indiscipline and get a pick-off. But speaking of pick-off, there's yet another pick-off. Blank surviving it all. That Revitalize coming in absolutely clutch as Mage and Rome pick up yet another kill just before the third turtle of the game.
Right now with the KDA of 2-3-0, the Clint is really not having an easy time this match.
Yeah, they are. They switched across to start focusing him quite a bit here. There's the stuns coming through onto the Minotaur. Does get the Minoan Fury off. Follow up with the stun. The Fear the airstrike is beautifully done, but put down with the counter engage. First crack setting it up. It's a 2-for-1 exchange. Spear of Destiny comes out from the Moscow. Does not manage to land onto any target, but this will be a third and final turtle going the way of Econ, securing all the turtles in this game.
They already have a 7k gold lead only 8 minutes into the game. This is quite a big difference, and Amatsukami, it's only getting harder, more difficult from now on.
Yeah, I mean, look at Joy. Stadium side the Holy Crystal already. That's deadly. That really is deadly.
And the side of Amatsukami's members, most of them only have managed to get their first item just now.
Yeah, so there's a stun coming in from the Minotaur. Almost escapes it. He had the Minoan Fury, didn't want to commit it. Maybe was waiting for the teammates to try to get a bit more follow-up here. Minotaur is just being insta-deleted at this moment in time. I mean, Minotaur, really good at healing, got a nice bit of set potential, but fell off the meta because of his squishiness as a tank.
That is true. Therefore, the people really go for the more CC tanks.
Yes. Joy, Electro beats out there. Meanwhile, Minotaur is being engaged upon by the Gato once more, jumps in with a stun, waiting for his teammates. Oh, the first crack lands onto 2 with the Avatar of Guardian as the follow-up. Faster with the feather there's like Leomord times it so beautifully. He's into the mix here. He's trying to get the Moskov. It's gonna be a double for the Leo. Can he get the triple? He's so close. Clint gets that final pickup, but Joy, she's trying to sense the opportunity to go in. Wants to try to get something done. CC just zones the Joy away. So that was a 4-for-1 exchange going in the favor of Amatsukami. This is what we were talking about, Lotus. That team fight potential from the side of Amatsukami is real and dangerous.
That is true, and when they immediately saw Econ Province overextension, they immediately took advantage.
Yeah, but this Joy is fed. I mean, she deleted Minotaur as like he wasn't even a tank.
Could have easily mistaken him for a marksman. However, we do see them going onto this Lord.
Yeah, so first Lord of the game up here, 10 minutes. This should definitely be uncontested, as it is taken down in what, like 5 seconds?
It did seem that quickly. So right now, Econ Province might be playing just a little bit more conservatively, just to make sure not to lose a team fight again, and then they might go aggressively for their base.
Yeah. So while we wait for Econ to sync up the lanes and Amatsukami to try to unsync up the lanes, it's going to be a battle of lane management. If you haven't already, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Press that like, share and subscribe button as we see the Lord heading towards the base on the top lane turret. Moskov with a bit of poke damage. The Lord is in there, is going to be charging up. Everybody is around. Moskov trying to get a bit of poke damage there. Wants to try to create the space for himself to lock onto this tier 3 turret. The shields are up. It was just the bot lane shield that wasn't there, so we will see that shield pop now. Knockbacks a couple of minions. Leomord managing to clear the waves there in the bottom lane, so Matsukami will be feeling okay, sort of okay about themselves. They did manage to get the waves cleared. CC into the mix once. No, he's being chased down there by the Badang. There's the Avatar of Guardian into the backline. Stolen feathered airstrike. The follow-up from the team. They managed to take down one. It's a 1-for-1 exchange so far, but there's a tier 3 turret going down. But there's the Leomord. He's going. Oh, what a stun there from the Moskov. Joy following in there with the electro beats. Takes down that Leomord. Double quick time. And, well, that's going to be at least one tier 3 turret gone in the favor of Econ Province right now.
But Matsukami is also making sure to get their farm up because several of them have gotten their several of their items, and the Clint damage is really starting to get online.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Flask of Oasis being picked up by the Minnow. You might need a bit of a defensive item. Or at least one proper defensive item, and that could be a game changer because Flask of Oasis is not as strong as it once was when it first came out, but you know, definitely up there in terms of a game changing item.
That is true. It's the same as the Wishing Lantern versus tanks, because sometimes even against the Fredrin, once you pick up the Wishing Lantern, Fredrin can sometimes just immediately be toast.
Yes. That is true.
Right.
So we do have another 20. Oh, sorry.
I was saying Econ Province is really doing a really good job at just making sure to keep the waves, keeping pressure on Matsukami.
Yeah. They do have the waves, more or less. They're not trying to push it too hard, though that will start to happen around about now, because it is time for the next Lord of the game. Gato already in position, while the Moskov starts to steal the red buff away from the Leomord. Leomord goes into the bushes, manages to secure his red buff at least, but the zoning happening here. Leomord is having to dash back there. Badang is into the mix. The Minoan Fury does come out. There's that Flask of Oasis. Hopefully trying to get something done. The damage output from Econ is just way too much. The heals being cut down. A Blade of Despair has been picked up by Clint, but can he use that Blade of Despair to the despair of Econ Province and get the defense going? This Lord could be the Lord that ends the game. Or will we see a Matsukami defend as well as they did in the last one?
Right now, the outcome is unpredictable, but Econ Province will be doing their best to make sure that Matsukami can't repeat that defense.
Yeah, Moscow takes down another tier 3 turret. Lord making his way. There's 2 lanes that are synced up here, but one wave has been cleared through. The mid lane is crashing in. The Lord is into the base. They are getting that defense off. There's the Avatar of Guardian. The follow-up stolen feathered airstrike is there. Moscow, he's into the backline with the Spear of Destiny. Manages to get the lock on. It's going to be 4 down. Make that a full team wipe. And the Nexus been eliminated. Game, set, match going the way of Econ Province as they move through into the semifinals.
Even though Matsukami did lose the game, they did play really well, and they did put up a really good fight to be able to defend their base.
That they did. But as we get the lobby set, ready, set, go for the next match, we'll have the pause screen up for you for just a little while. I'm just gonna display who did what damage, who took what damage, who did the turret damage, so you can see for future reference the statistics, because I know there are some viewers like myself. I'm all about statistics. I do kind of like to know them. It allows me to make better preparations in the future. But stay tuned. Don't have to go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We're gonna get the next lobby set up, get the rest of the captains in, and we're gonna move on to the next match of the evening. Which will be the Foundlings up against Dark Diviners. Brought to you live right here on Waylander Gaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is? It is time for the live name and shame. Dr. Vine is ready here into the lobby. They will be going through to the next leg of the tournament. The Foundlings being a no-show, not showing up for this tournament match. So that is a DQ to the side of the Foundlings. So Dr. Viners, GG's going through to the next leg. Ladies and gentlemen, this does bring in some sad news though. That means the MLBB scene for tonight is going to come to a forcible end. So my apologies for this. Oh, wait, why am I apologizing? I'm the one that's here on the stream. I thought I'm going to come and join Mr. Waylander, the man himself, in this last match casting. But ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of the schedule for the weekend, we've got the Academy tomorrow night. All 6 matches will be played in one night only, because it's the only time, I'm so sorry to say this, that we will have the availability of the tournament lobby. So that is why the schedule is also on the earlier side. So join us in tomorrow night for the Mobile Legends Waylander Gaming Academy matches at 7 p.m. And then we will be also concluding with the African Conquest Cup tomorrow night. I believe we are going into the grand finals. Yes, we are. So tomorrow night it will be a best of 5 at 8 p.m. for the African Conquest Cup. So that is not all for Mobile Legends. It's just for tonight. It's not for the weekend. So for all of you that did tune in to come and join us, we appreciate the support. Hit that like, share and subscribe button for one last time.
Except for the like button, right? Don't press that again if you pressed it already. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't unlike the stream. Don't troll us that way. So on that bombshell way, I believe we will be saying goodbye and good night then.
But we will. Lotus, any final words before we close the stream for tonight?
Yes, however, tomorrow will not be the conclusion to the African Conquest Cup, as it will be a best of 3 for the upper bracket teams first, as this was the lower bracket eliminations for tonight.
Yeah. So the games coming through from tomorrow will be best of 3s, I think, going into the best of 5 in the final. As Senjin bro is saying he's unliking.
Saki Sout, Kyle T444, he's my colleague at work. Thank you for joining the stream. Unfortunately, there will be no action. You missed it. You're a bit late. So as we're going to sprinkle the salt onto the stream and say goodbye, we're going to let it sizzle and fizzle and stay safe and don't do drugs.
Cheers, everybody.